Hello everyone. In this session, I'm going to talk about different type of aggregate functions available in SQL. And for this session, I'm using Oracle database. In Oracle database, by default, we have EMP and department tables. And for all the examples, I'm going to use these two tables. If I want to know anything about what are the columns available, whether the column is null or not null, and what is the type of each column for the table, then I can use DESC. So the command is DESC EMP table. The moment I execute, I can get this output. Now, if I want to know what are the values are available in that EMP table, then I can use select star from EMP. Here star indicates all the column from that employee table. Now this is the output I am getting, and let's see what are the aggregate functions available. In general, what is aggregate functions? Basically, aggregate functions calculate on group of rows and return single value for each group. Say for example, count. If I want to know total number of rows in that employee table, then I can use count star. Then if I want to know what is the minimum salary from that employee table, then I can use min, then maximum, then average. And if I want to know total sum of salary, then I can use sum. So these are the different type of aggregate function. One is count, min, max, average, sum. Let's see one by one. So now I want to know that how many rows are there in the table. For that I can use count star. So this tells how many rows are there in this employee table. Okay. The same way I can use, if I want to know how many employee IDs are there, then I can use count of employee number from that EMP tables. By default, this count functions, not only this count function, all the aggregate functions takes all the values. If you want to know only the distinct value, then you can use count of distinct employee number from that employee table. If I execute, then this column count of distinct employee number tells how many distinct employee numbers are there in that employee tables. So this is how we can use the count function. Now we can use that other functions like min, max, average, sum. Now if I want to know the minimum salary from the employee table, I can use min. Min is the function which is already predefined. I can directly use that function min. Then for this function, I can pass any column name from the table. So I want to know that salary, minimum salary. For that, I'm passing min of, I'm using the min and then passing salary. Okay. Then like that, I can get the maximum salary as well. And also if I want to know the total sum of salary, then I can get salary. Here I can give total salary as alias. And also if I want to know that average salary, then I can use average function. So if you see right, as from this employee table, the minimum salary is 800 and then maximum salary is 5000 and then total salary is this much and then average salary. Okay, in case if you want to restrict round this number, then I can use a round function. Then I want to do two decimals, then I can give alias as average salary. This way I can use the aggregate functions. Right now, if I want to know that department wise minimum salary and maximum salary, then how I can get that value. Now what I want is that I want to get department wise minimum salary, maximum salary from that employee table. So for that, what I can do, right, I can write the query like what I want. First I want a department ID, department number. I can say department number. Department wise, I want the minimum salary and the maximum salary. So for the minimum salary, I can use min salary function. Min is the function. For that, we need to pass salary in order to get that minimum salary. I can give alias as minimum salary. Then I want to get maximum salary. For that, I can use max salary. I can give alias as max salary from that employee table. Okay, now what output I want? I want minimum salary, maximum salary for all the department from that employee table. So if you see here a department, for that I'm writing department comma min of salary comma max of salary. The moment I use any column with any of the aggregate functions, then I need to use the group by functions. So I have to use group by here. So what is the normal column? The column, what is the normal column here? The normal column is department number. So I'm putting department number. Then you can use order by what means the first column. Here what is the first column? Department number is the first column. So it does that order by based on the department column. Okay, if I execute now, okay, it tells that for the department 10 the minimum salary is 13,000 and the maximum salary is 5,000. For department, sorry, 1,300. For department 20 the minimum salary is 800 and the maximum salary is 3,000. And for the department 30 the minimum salary is 950 and the maximum salary is 2850. So this is how we can write a query. Here always what we have to remember is, right, the moment we are using column with any of the aggregate functions like count, min, max, sum, average, in this case always we have to use group by function. If I don't use the group by function, this command will give the error. Let me execute without group by function. Now I am commenting out the group by section. I am going to execute now. Let's see what is the error we are getting. Here the error is not single group by functions. By looking at that this error, then we have to remember that we have to use the group by. Okay, and even if you are confused with that in which column we have to use the group by, you see that in among these columns which column are normal column, which column does not have aggregate functions. Here the department number, take that department number and put it here. This is a very simple way of understanding. Okay, if I execute this one, we'll get a department wise minimum salary and maximum salary. Now another question. Now what I want is, right, I want to get minimum salary, maximum salary for the department 20 and 30, for the department 20 and 30. So for this what I can use, the same query I can use, but what I have to do, I have to add one more filter condition. In case if you want to use any filter condition in SQL, what you can do is you can use the where condition, where class. So where, so here the what is the condition? I want to get minimum salary and the maximum salary for the department 20 and 30. So what I can do is where department number. So here I'm going to give the two conditions, right? We need only minimum salary, maximum salary only for department 20 and 30. So in this case, I'm going to use where department number in 20, 30. So this way I can use. And if you see, right, here this where condition where we have to use immediately from that, the from class. Okay, here the from employee table, then this where class conditions followed by the group by. Okay, so some people get confused and they use that where condition after group by. That is not the right order. If you want to use the where class in the group by function, it should be after that from class. Now I'm going to execute this statement. Here the department number is valid. Let's see what is the right column. Okay, here department number is right column, and then okay, here's, yeah, sorry, it's a typo. Yeah, so this is the output we are getting it. Okay, for department 20 the minimum salary is 800, maximum salary is 3,000. For department 30 minimum salary is 950, maximum salary is 2850. This way we can use the where condition. So please always remember that. So we have to use the where condition in the group by immediately after the from class, not after the group by. Okay, now what I want is, right, now next query. Now what I want is, right, I want minimum salary, maximum salary for the department whose minimum salary is greater than or equal to 900. Whose minimum salary greater than or equal to 900. So this is the questions. For this, what I can use, right here, always see that questions here. What is the question? I want department wise minimum salary, maximum salary for those department whose minimum salary is greater than 900. Here the condition is, right, whose minimum salary. The moment we are seeing whose minimum salary, the minimum is, right, aggregate function. Whenever this kind of questions occurs, right, so we have to use always having functions. Okay, so here having what is the what is the questions? The department, whose minimum salary, so salary greater than min of salary greater than 900. So anyway, I'm going to remove these conditions. I'm going to comment out these conditions because we need all the department minimum salary and maximum salary for those departments whose minimum salary greater than or equal to, I can give greater than or equal to 900. Let's see. Okay, so now that outputs are department 10 and 20. These two departments, having the minimum salary greater than or equal to 900. So always remember that, whenever we are using this kind of the condition, we have to use having conditions, not the where class conditions. So when we have to use the where conditions, if if you want to use that column like a department number without any aggregate function, then we can use that where department number belongs to or in 20 and 30. And if you want to use it having conditions, right, when we have to use having conditions, like any condition like the department whose minimum salary here, the minimum is aggregate function. In this case, we have to use having class like that. Maximum department, whose maximum salary is greater than or equal, like that. In this case, we can use this having condition. Okay, so please always remember that whenever we are using that group by functions, it should be that this order only. First select that column, followed by select that column with aggregate function like min, max, average, sum, count. Then from the table name, and if there is any where conditions, or if you want to apply any filter condition, then you have to use that where condition, where class, then group by, and finally having class. This is the way the order should be. If you change any order, then this will not give the result. Okay, so this is the order we have to execute, and always remember that when we have to use the having conditions. Okay, when I execute now, this is the output I'm getting. Right now, let's say now what I want is, right, I want to get the department wise minimum salary and maximum salary for those department whose total employees greater than or equal to 3, whose total employees are greater than or equal to 3. In this case, what I can use, right, I can, in order to get that employee count, I can use count of emp number, as I can mention total employee then these are what is the conditions, those departments where that employees, total number of employees greater than or equal to 3, right? So in this case, total number of employees greater than 3, right? So in this case, I have to use count of, okay, greater than or equal to 3. Now I'm going to remove this condition. If you see, right, in all the department 10, 20, 30, the total number of employees are greater than or equal to 3. So this is a way you have to use that having class and with the group by functions.